I had literally zero intentions to watch DC's new blockbuster, The Flash. The dumpster fire of their ever-changing visions for the franchise combined with the new leadership waiting in the wings gave me little to no hope for the film. That is, until the marketing team decided it best not to use Ezra Miller for press interviews, instead recruiting notable writers Stephen King and Edgar Wright to endorse the film. So you bet I bought the first ticket I could to go and see the resurgence of this wonderful, masterful franchise. Turns out, I got marketed! I hated The Flash from the moment its terrible CGI and devastatingly dumb dialogue hit the screens. There was a moment about half an hour in where I felt like things were starting to get better. Barry was starting to develop as a character, able to see the flaws of himself, literally through another version of himself, and taking on some leadership and accountability for his actions. Michael Keaton rocked up in a distractingly terrible wig, but he did the Batman thing, which was quite fun. But then the last hour. Oh my god, this could be the worst hour of a movie that I have ever seen. Look, I don't want to be that guy that sits here and criticizes the hardworking CGI artists who are horrifically overworked and underpaid. It's an area of the film industry that has expanded so fast that studios can't keep up with it. Andy Muschietti, the film's director, has said that the weird CGI was intentional, visually capturing the strangeness of the Speed Force. Yep. Nice try. The CGI is some of the worst I've ever seen. With the recreation of some Man of Steel scenes, one can't help but wonder, has CGI gotten worse? Yes, the Speed Force stuff was bad, intentionally bad apparently, but it didn't work either way, and beyond that, explosions, green screens, character deepfakes, and the interactions with CGI landscapes all looked terrible. There's a battle in sand that just plays out as if they're on a concrete floor, and a moment in the final fight scene where there was such a mess of CGI that I turned to my friend and genuinely said that I have no idea what I'm watching right now. I think for the final 45 minutes, the team just filmed a green screen and asked the poor VFX artists to fix up the rest. Let's just pause there for a second. I want to say that if you are enjoying the video, consider subscribing. I drop videos usually once a week talking about film and TV that I love. Today being a tough exception. I really debated over making this video or not. I don't like dishing out endless negative talk, but I had to talk about The Flash. Also, content. I'm going to dive into some plot spoilers now, so buckle up kids if you haven't seen it yet. Taking a more thematic look at the movie, it's about not much, but there's a sweet element of loving your parents, and I guess kind of a slice of that your darker days form you into who you are, so you shouldn't wish for them to be changed. This stuff falls onto the idea that Barry so desperately wants his mum back, but it completely falls flat, with Barry's mum barely seen beyond the film's first 20 minutes, so when Barry has to effectively send her to her death in the film's climax, it's not as effective as it could have been. Imagine if somehow his mum had been on board for part of the adventure, or we saw Barry confiding in some of his life struggles with her scattered throughout. Without it, it just feels like a half-baked way of creating an emotional core at the end of the film, with a performance from Ezra Miller where the less said, the better. There's no reason Ezra couldn't have been replaced. Their performance tries way too hard in so many scenes, though you've got to commend them for acting against themselves for 90% of the movie. I'm sure that was incredibly hard to do. I could go on, but I don't like making videos so filled with negativity, so instead I'm going to tell you to watch the Before trilogy. It's my first time. I love romance, specifically depressing romance that hurts your soul. They're movies that actually go to locations and film, movies with smart dialogue, with a character focus. I'd love to talk about them more, but I'm sure 50% of the viewers have already clicked away at this point. DC needs to be better. They need to put in effort and try, go to locations and film, tie every scene back to its thematic core and make decisions around what will make the audience feel the most. Superhero movies, when executed well, can be a great way for casual audiences to go on a character journey and expose them to deeper themes. Look at movies like Logan and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'll even defend Iron Man 3 as it wore its heart on its sleeve, incorporating its themes of having to face your demons into its final action sequence, with Tony having to battle without the suit that he'd been hiding behind the entire film. Superhero movies have been great before, and I really hope James Gunn can bring that into his vision for DC, but I think they need a clean slate. No more "this actor may return," Flash serves as a new beginning. It's all nonsense and will probably result in more fuel to the DC dumpster fire. I definitely won't be tuning into Aquaman 2 or Bloody the Blue Beetle one. Is that what it's called? Blue Beetle or Blue Beetle. Wow, that looks so bad. Well, I'm glad I got that off my chest. Maybe you found something more in The Flash, and I hope you did. For this budding critic, listen to the credit music with its head in his hands. Please consider subscribing and liking the video. Hopefully I'll be talking about something more positive next week. I love film and TV. It's just sometimes you just gotta get it off your chest and say, hey, this movie was really bad and could have been so much better.